My Dutch granny used to say that destiny shows you the key to your mission. Nevertheless, you have the choice to follow its path or not. I did. I grabbed the key, opened the door, and did what a lot of people don't dare to do. I used to work in financial management in Geneva. I was going to open my own company, but shortly after, stock exchange crashed. And I said, okay, let me look for a new job. There were a lot of interesting offers out there. I said, okay, let's write to all of them. And the first answer I'm gonna get, I'm gonna go. Well, destiny decided. The first answer came from Brazil. It was sent to a wrong address. I got it 1 year later. In the meantime, I got the second one, and I accepted. 2 months after, I was in Beira, Mozambique's second largest city. Well, it was still war, but it's funny. I sighed out loud with that feeling that I had come home. I hardly can defend something if I'm not convinced about. So my job was not in accordance with my ethics. And a few months later, I left the job. But I have seen the reality of the children of war. There was a lot of talking. To help children, very little action. I said, Barbara, stop talking, start acting. I submitted the project to the Mozambican government, and basically, they would have agreed on the idea, but it was just me or my goodwill, no organization, no contract. So I said, if that's the problem, let's do it. I went back to Geneva, set up ASAM, the Association for Mozambican Children, sold all my belongings, and a few weeks later, I left my people, Geneva, my career, and went back to Mozambique. Well, war was still on, and on top of war, Mozambique has known one of the most severe drought that Austro-Africa has known. 2 centimeters of rainwater in 3 years. No water to wash, no water to drink. And once again, who pays the first price? The children. So with a group of Mozambican, ASAM started a soup program, providing water as well to wash and to drink for the children. I defend that the problem of children is not mine, it's not yours, but it is ours. We all have a responsibility for the well-being of the children. So I went out begging. People would say, yeah, well, I would love to help you. I have so little myself. And it's true, a lot of them were themselves nearly starving. But I tell them, don't you have a half a cup of rice, 1 tomato? And they would say, okay, but what does that help you for? And I said, if everyone would just give a half a cup of rice, we could make hundreds of liters of soup. And well, so we did. War stopped and peace settled in October '92. The Mozambican government granted us with a piece of land, and we got 4 tents, 2 for sleeping, 1 for schooling, and 1 as a warehouse. The number of children increased very quickly, 20, 50, 80, but it was home. In '93, the Italian soldiers of the UN peace troops built us a beautiful center. It became a real home. Number of children increased more and more. A few years later, we had the support to build a second center where we could host girls as well. So by then we had about 360 children on boarding and hundreds at school. Well, life went on. We just became a big family. It was like, let's say, home education, vocational training, growing, social support, so psychological support. And then, once again, disaster struck, 99, 2000. Cyclones, floods, destroying nearly the whole center. And here we had to start again. And we did. Because it was our life we had to defend and we wanted to live. Well, shortly after, nearly 1 year after, in 2001, I contracted the worst kind of cerebral malaria. I was 1 month in a coma, did live 20 days on a life support machine. Well, my livers and kidneys did work at 3%, my lungs at 1%. I went through where a drop of water does not go through. Well, I had a near-death experience. It was fabulous. I didn't want to come back. But once again, destiny decided, okay, I came back. The wonderful thing of that experience is that, contrary of what people used to say, that organization in Africa used to collapse if they're only managed by Mozambican people, I am proud and can state that our Mozambican staff took over. They did a great job, and they are still doing until today. I wanted to tell you the story about one of our boys, Moana, who was brought to me by the soldiers. He had to assist, he was forced to assist to the murdering of his parents. He was looking like 5, but I guess he was about 8. He became highly self-destructive. Well, in his mind, he was responsible for the death of his parents because he did not avoid it happening. Well, it took him years and years to recover. But between the children and us, we have a great exchange of life lessons. Therefore, the construction of one's inner being defines one's potential. I think the best building blocks to learn how and where to invest all the happenings of our lives and take the positive side out of it. We have chances in life, opportunities. We have to dare to take them. If you dare to choose with your heart and not just with your eyes or your mind, your wallet, then may the worst situation you think or the greatest sacrifice translates in great opportunities for growth. It is a big lesson in life. These children, well, I think that it's more than time that we start being selfish of our inner and spiritual well-being, and that we only can achieve by sharing with love and caring. Well, ex-financial manager, once I had the desire to open my own company, well, life presented me with a choice, and I followed it. And one thing I didn't know back in those days, I became a student of the most important university in the world, the University of Children. Wow, they are great masters. One day I was in a bad situation. Well, I was getting crazy, and a young boy told me, "Mom, you have to learn to lose, to allow others to see that they are wrong." Wow, there to choose, dare to live. A prostitute, a 6-year-old prostitute, because she was hungry and because the man giving her one piece of bread was not able to give it for free. Well, that same girl, years later, told me, "Mom, doesn't hurt my heart anymore. I forgave them." Well, dare to forgive, dare to love ourselves and others. Now, I would like to ask you all, just for a minute, hold your hands, please. Well, if humankind would join hands, would there still be hands free to hurt, to beat, to kill, to rape? No. You may not know the person sitting next to you, and so it is with life out there. But do you realize that you just gave love to someone? And it's so easy. We can change lives, and we can be great to ourselves and others just by holding hands. Dare to choose with an open heart. Let's choose life, love. Let's choose values. There is enough for all of us in this world. Hugs, holding hands. All that is human heat, which gives life, which can save lives, which give strength, hope, and which gives happiness to ourselves and to others. Well, you heard my story. Just want to make you a last question after having heard my story. Will you now dare to open your eyes, to take your key, and to follow your mission? Thank you.